Okay, so on top we've got the Porter and Davies Gigster, which is the engine for the seat, and that's basically what provides the punch and thump to the seat. Underneath that, the top thing in the rack is the Alesis Dm5. I don't know how old this is. This actual unit must be about 15 odd years old, and it's like the classic unit that all of the metal guys I think probably still use now, although I use a more rounded sample in the unit. I still only use a stock sample, but I just picked a sort of more rounded one to give a little bit more body to the overall kick sound. The bass drum itself is set up more for click rather than anything else, so it just gives a little bit more body going out to the front of the house and to my ears as well. So what I do with the Dm5 is that I split. There is actually an auxiliary out. There's a pair of auxiliary outs and a pair of main outs, but I've just split the channel left and right. So the left channel of the Dm5 goes to the Gigster, and then that provides the thump, and the right channel basically goes to channel 16 on the mixer there, and that just gives me the little bit of sound in my ears, and as I said, obviously out to the front as well, so I can sort of split it, so I get a kind of a nice full rounded bass drum sound. I could obviously just do it via the bass drum, but it's one of those things. I kind of figured that I'm using the unit anyway, and therefore I might as well just run a sample into the mixer as well. So the mixer itself is literally brand new. It's only come out this week, in fact in the last couple of days. I was using the Mackie DL1608 mixer, which is very, I mean, these two units, this one in front of you and the 1608, they're very similar in many ways. They're both basically run by an iPad, which I'll sort of come to in a minute, but I kind of wanted, when I saw that Mackie had sort of unveiled this mixer a couple of months ago now, I thought this was probably going to be the perfect unit for what I actually wanted. And I will say it's not cheap, but I'm also planning to use this mixer for other things other than just my in-ear setup, because I think it's rather expensive if I just do it for that basis. So I am actually planning to use it for other things as well, not just this. But the main thing I wanted this for was basically because it runs 16 channels, obviously. It's got 6, so you've got the two banks of 8 there. The first 6 of these are all assignable outs, the auxiliary outs. So as I'll come to in a minute, via the iPad you can basically tell, you can route anything to anywhere. So if I want to, what I would normally do is channel 1, auxiliary 1, that would be the channel that I send out to the band's main mixer. So instead of needing, like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 channels for me alone, they basically just run me on one channel, and then I give them a send of everything and anything that I want to basically put through the PA. And I think to this day most of the band probably don't even realise that I am miking up the whole kit, which is either a testament to my levels, or alternatively just shows that they don't really take any notice of me. I can basically, with this setup, I can set anything that I want to go anywhere. So if I wanted to basically send a mix off to the bass player, I could do that on auxiliary 2, and I can put more bass drum in that, and auxiliary 3 I could send to like the singer and give him an overall mix. You can do anything you want really via the iPad mixer, as I said, which I'll come to in a minute. But yeah, the other thing I quite liked about this is the fact that you can record 16 channels, all 16 channels, via the USB cable straight into a DAW, It's a digital audio workstation for those that aren't quite so up on that stuff. So basically what it means is that I can record myself and anything else that goes through the mixer really, but I can record myself with decent quality, and then I can basically mix that down for, you know, any purpose that I want. So it kind of, with the addition of just the laptop, I can get a pretty decent little mix going on for myself, and then, you know, I can come home and listen to it and work out parts a bit better, and or, you know, clean up my playing or whatever. So that's basically the hardware side of things. The iPad, just to basically go through this is basically, it's not basically on at the moment. The mixer's not on, but I can control basically anything I want. Obviously you've got the traditional faders there, so down the bottom, kick, snare, rack, floor are the main ones that I would use. The two overheads I tend to only use if we're doing an outdoor gig, or if we're doing a bigger gig and we're running the sound ourselves. 7 and 8 I've kind of sort of left just in case I need anything else. Channel 9, and that's simply for ergonomics on the actual mixer, because it's the first one down the bottom there, and I can use that as a regular jack cable from the desk, and I run basically I get a mix of everything from the desk, and I run that as one of the auxiliary sends out from that desk, so I basically get a mix of everything. And then on channel 16, simply for convenience, I've got the Dm5 there, so I've got to whack that right up just to, so you know, so I can hear it. But if I want to change anything on here, basically the settings here, auxiliary channel 1, so that's basically run almost up to 0. It's 5.5 dB at the moment, but I can send more, I can send less, and that's basically that's what goes out to the front of house. You've got the gain there, the phantom power's on. Actually I don't really need that on for that mic, but and then you can assign anything you want there. So that's kind of, oh, and then you've got a graphic 4-band EQ there, and then you've got compression, gate, which I'll never have on, and you've got all like little sorts of presets and things, which I typically can't see. So just have a little bit of compression. Oops, I fell down. A little bit of compression on the kick drum there, and then you've got other effects and things like that, which, you know, and this is basically Mackie Master, was it Master Fader version 5? So, and that's basically how I control my in-ear and seat mix. And this is the back view, obviously, so you can see blue cable going from the Dm5 into the seat engine. So that's on the left channel, and then basically on the right channel is the basically the line going into the front of the mixer, so I can have some sound in my ears as well. And then the cable coming down, this cable here, that goes off to the D drum trigger on the bass drum. And that's pretty much it really. The sort of foamy padding you can see there is just really to stop the back of the mixer getting all scuffed up. So that's my in-ear and seat setup. Hopefully that was some interest to some of you. Thanks for watching. Got any questions, let me know.